Welcome back to the Takeout. Millions of student loan borrowers have, starting today, begun to wade through changes to the federal loan system. The sweeping changes, I'll outline them here, include fewer loan repayment options, greater restrictions on how much students can borrow. New borrowing limits will also affect parents, graduate students, and those pursuing professional degrees. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger joins me now. Jill, we turn to you when we need to navigate thickets like this. So help us navigate this new thicket. Specifically, what about those who are enrolled in the Biden-era SAVE plan?
I mean, I think there's a lot here, and I just want to encourage anyone with a federal student loan to go to studentaid.gov. That's the hub, the website where everything is housed. But essentially, we are eliminating this SAVE plan, which was a type of repayment plan from the Biden era, as you said. And there are essentially going to be fewer options for repayment plans. So if you think about it, you know, when you come out of school, you usually get slotted into a program where you're due to pay off a loan at a fixed rate over the course of 10 years. So if you're currently in the SAVE plan and you do nothing, that's what's going to happen to you. And for some, that could result in a much higher payment. Now, the two other options are a general income-based repayment plan. And these are plans that have existed. And this is where you pay 10% of what you earn over the course of 20 years. And then if there's anything left at the end of those 20 years, that will be forgiven. Then there's a new plan. And this one's a little bit strange because there's like a nuance to it. So this is the repayment assistance plan. And this is where you pay a sliding scale, like 1 to 10% of your salary. And that scale changes depending on how much you earn. And the whole key to this is that it's paid out over 30 years. And so for some people, this is like having a mortgage. And I think it's important to say that these plans, they are not uniformly better or worse for anyone. It really depends on your situation. The rules are very intense here because some of the rules on that new plan mean that if you earn $1 over a certain amount, your rate will rise. And they're not inflation adjusted. So things can change and you could end up with a pile of debt that you hadn't expected. Read the fine print.
And are there limits on what prospective students, especially grad students, can now acquire?
Well, I think this is actually one of the things that is really interesting in this plan because we know we've had a broken federal student loan system for some years, decades, in fact. But part of the problem has been that anyone who really wants to borrow money for education has been able to do so. So right now, if you're looking at undergraduate, the cap remains the same, which is $31,500 over the course of 4 years. That's what you're able to borrow. But as you mentioned, it's graduate and some of the professional programs, there are limitations now. And the limitations are between $100,000 and $200,000 in total. One more change here that's very, very important. Parent loans plus loans, those used to not be capped. You literally could be a parent and borrow as much as you wanted to at whatever the interest rate was. And you could do that as long as you just borrowed as much as tuition costs. Now, there is a much lower limit, a total borrowing limit of $65,000. Now, compare that with, say, a parent who's putting out a loan and taking that on for their kid who's going to law school. Those parents in the past could have borrowed $200,000-$300,000. No longer. This is brand new, and this is going to take a lot of people by surprise.
With the numbers and the policy behind it. Jill Schlesinger, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.